Here we go.
Tip-off goes to Minneapolis. On the wing, Irving. Here's Manning, and he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Well, that was textbook pick and roll, capped off with the perfect pass.
Evans outside. To the paint. Here's Adebayo. And a missed layup.
Well, the defense was right where they needed to be to stop the layup. Great awareness and effort.
The offense thought it'd be an easy shot, but he proved them wrong there with authority.
And so Green will bring it up for Fresno. With the drive. And Green slams it in.
And I love the physicality Draymond puts behind this drive. Get in his way at your own risk.
And just about a minute into the first quarter. Inside. Hibbert with the screen. A three ball. Hibbert. Great positioning on the putback.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Here's Irving. It's rebounded by Fresno. It's stolen by Green. Pass to Manning. Good. Great play by Green to set it up. Manning's got 5 now.
In one word, Manning's versatile. I mean, he can knock down perimeter shots like that or operate like an expert on that low block.
And then Hibbert with the dunk.
Doing his job on the glass and doing it with force.
And Greg, it's not everybody in the league who can make those kinds of plays.
Well, he gets paid to be a factor on the glass. That's a nice dunk to finish it off.
Here's Manning. No good on the three.
Finding space on the perimeter, but he couldn't capitalize.
And they get it back. Evans with it. He's picked up by Irving. Pass to Chambers. 5 to shoot. And a miss there on the triple.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Minneapolis moving it around. Outside, Green. Back to Clingan. And it's Clingan with the jam.
I tell you, not only does Clingan set sturdy screens, he knows how to make himself available for the pass.
Well, you got to love the kick out. Excellent vision.
Now, here's Green. On deep, Evans. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Oh, Kevin, not a Petty, not a Manny, but a facial.
Oh, bounce to the outs, Greg. Yeah, showing off the bunny.
Well, Adebayo's going to work inside. That's what they want him to do.
It's wow! What a great move inside.
That is incredible.
My goodness, that was absolutely filthy.
Oh, nasty. This building is stunned. He dug deep, Greg, into his bag of tricks there. Now, here's Green. Here's Chambers. And another 3 for Fresno.
Well, with his skill and confidence with the ball, if you put him in position, he'll reward you.
My. I mean, that nearly brought the backboard down with that snap.
Well, don't you think, Ray, that's always a possibility when he's the one to finish?
No doubt.
Well, that's what poor defense will get you. They deserve to get dunked on there.
On his first quarter of play, we've seen plenty of offense so far. Minneapolis ahead. They lead by 2. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And guys, what stands out to you from Minneapolis in this one?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
Yeah, they've looked sharp early on with their offense, getting good chances and converting what they've taken.
Back to Green. Evans, that's a two-pointer. Offensive rebound. They had a number of cracks at it, but came away empty-handed. And the foul goes on Roy Hibbert. That's his first foul. And so it's Avdia with it. He brings it up for Minneapolis.
And if you write up a wish list of qualities in an NBA guard, Darren Peterson checks just about every box. He's in that old school mold in that he can play either spot in the backcourt, and his explosiveness puts him in rare air indeed.
They get the rebound. Hibbert gets the bucket.
And buckets like that have been hard to come by. Not the most exciting game. Both sides look way off in terms of their shooting.
Yeah, the score is also the result of quality defense. These teams are almost doing more on that.
It's tipped. Stolen by Avdia.
Well, there's that athleticism we talk about with Peterson. Man, can this kid get up in a hurry.
From deep, Evans. The rebound by McRoberts. Minneapolis leading by 4. A strong finish with 2 hands.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. The putback. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He was just where he wanted to be to grab that back.
And Hibbert with the block.
Well, great effort there to deny the shot.
And look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Minneapolis.
Well, they've set the tone early with their pace. So important to capitalize on transition opportunities, and it keeps the defense off balance.
And they're making their own luck with how hard they're playing, forcing turnovers and turning that into offense.
He doesn't get the second one. And the big fella, Alexander, showing promise. Greg, especially at the defensive end of the floor.
Yeah, I mean, great mobility for a 7-footer. That's invaluable for a big man in today's game, and has the makings of a modern offensive game as well.
Here's Hibbert. Rebound, Minneapolis.
Well, I know he can finish at the rim, but the defense did just enough to force the miss.
Now, it's a great finish!
Oh, my gosh. Well, you got to credit the stellar defense from Bam there. He got the steal to set that play in motion. He is a difference maker on that end.
And nothing like taking it to the hole yourself.
There's the double team with Avdia. Pass to Evans. That one goes careening off the glass.
Well, you cannot sleep on Avdia's defense. He'll work hard to try to deny you. Defensively, if you're going to disrupt his rhythm, you have to put more pressure on him.
The kick out to Adebayo. Adebayo the screen. 6 to shoot. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Pass to McRoberts. And he uses the glass on the layup. And it's a 10-point Minneapolis lead.
I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green. Here's Peterson. Off target with his three. Oh, and here we go. Green's got a fast break chance.
Well, the first thought from the D there was to protect the rim, so good idea to take the three in transition.
So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Minneapolis leads by 5. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half. Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. James up top. James on the drive. Oh, he misses the dunk.
Yeah, he might want to avoid looking over at the bench for a little bit here. A missed dunk like that is infuriating to a coach.
Rise and fire. Love the confidence.
Now Wolf. Pass to Peterson. Puts up a deep three. They get it again. Minneapolis leading by 8. Nobody near Irving. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Over in the corner, Green. And it's out of bounds to Fresno.
You love the pressure he's putting on them. Almost had that steal.
Yeah, deflections are a stat that a lot of teams track, disrupting the offense's rhythm and flow.
And a minute played as the second half gets going. Adebayo the screen. Here's Peterson. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Really, Darren Peterson is one of the most exciting guard prospects in a while. He's got a polished overall game and just plays beyond his years. And coaches rave about his leadership skills.
And then Irving slams it in.
And you love the quick ups, but then how about that explosiveness on the finish? Irving, man, he just has an incredible gift.
And Adebayo throws it down.
Well, he's a bit of an undersized center. However, his leaping ability can certainly mask that.
Basket's good. Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight.
Back to Adebayo. Outside, James. Poked away. Right side, Irving. Sullinger outside.
Remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
Look, you can get away with a lot in terms of screens today. But you can't make it that obvious.
Peterson misses. Minneapolis leading by 11. And it's going to be out of bounds. Minneapolis will retain possession. Pass to Manning. Over Green.
Yeah, that's great defense by Adebayo, making it tough on his opponent.
Yeah, just a terrific job of just staying with it. Nice.
Outside, Adebayo. Some nice passing here by Fresno. Here's Peterson with the putback. And Green is right there. Green's got 7.
Oh, good anticipation by Draymond, crashing the glass right on time to win that second chance look.
And for the defense, that is a heart-sinking moment. You see him that wide open from beyond the arc.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Ever since halftime, they've played precision basketball on the offensive end.
Well, the coaching staff made some adjustments for the second half, and they've come out with focus and execution.
Outside, Green. 5 on the clock. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That's on Julius Erving.
At all times, he's on the court. Green is active and physical. He loves being in the middle of the action. Well, probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark. And I'll tell you what, few forwards have ever had that lightning first step of Dr. J. He just takes away the angles of the defense.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Shoots the 3. Peterson, that's good. Peterson's got a pair of threes now here in the third for Fresno. Pass to Manning. It's stolen by Adebayo. Good if it goes. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Minneapolis ahead. They're up by 11. And we're just... And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today. We get going in quarter number 4. Minneapolis leading by 11. Outside, Avdija bangs home the trifecta. Avdija got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Well, you got to be this quick in today's game. The second Avdija has the ball, he's into his shot.
Here's Chambers. And another 3 for Minneapolis. And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for Minneapolis.
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D, and they've been more than that tonight.
And boy, it just seems like they are blocking everything. All throughout this game, they have just wreaked havoc defensively.
Goodness, Darren Peterson, take the stage. Well, that's what the defense has to do. Make that shot as uncomfortable for him as possible.
Those fast break points are key. They come easier than scoring against the set defense.
Screen by Walton. Got a piece of it.
Great timing on the rejection there. This young kid, Sarr, has major defensive potential.
And Sarr throws it down.
They just won't miss. I mean, this is incredible.
Well, as a coach, this is when you enjoy what you're watching. Your team playing well and everything just flowing.
Pass to Peterson. Driving to the basket. To the wing right side. Here's Peterson. Another one falls for Minneapolis.
There it is. Put Peterson in that 2-man game and let that young man go to work.
A minute 50 left to play here in the fourth.
Oh, great defense. They anticipated the play and got there first.
Substitution on the court.
And here's Green. He'll bring it up for Fresno. To the right side. Pass to Peterson. Now Sarr. Off target from outside. Green left side. .121 left in the fourth quarter. Just 5 to shoot. Back to Adebayo. Shoots over Avdija. No good again that time. Minneapolis leading by 22. Here's Sarr. And Sarr throws it down.
And at 7'1", Sarr makes dunking look easy. The defense has to push him further from the rim.
And McRoberts with a clear path to the hoop. Pass to Peterson. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, and that's maybe something that should be called more. We see a lot of moving screens in today's NBA.
Inspired tonight. They fought hard and at crucial points just made the plays.
Yeah, they saved their best basketball for this home stretch, and they certainly earned this win.
Hibbert with the screen. From deep, Evans. Good on the three-point shot.
I'll tell you, Evans has great range, and that shot release is pure.
Pass to Green. Fires from deep. And another three for Fresno. So Minneapolis wins it. A resounding victory for